to give a quick tutorial on how to make your first music video with Frost AI. And there's two ways to do music videos. There's with lip sync and without, and I will show you both. So first you're going to want to go to Guide and select Frostbites as your payment method. Unless you want to bring your own API keys. Most people won't want to go through that process, but here we go. Let's start with Frostbites. So then you want to go to Profile. So it's important to set up your profile first because all of this information will feed into the prompts that develop that you can also customize from there. But this gives you a good starting point with identifying your artist and customizing your whole landscape on this platform. So you're going to want to fill out all of these things. You're going to want to follow these steps. All right. And it's fairly simple. So the most important thing here is when you get to step 4, your DNA, after, uploading your songs and uploading your artist profile, you're going to want to go to your creative DNA. And you're going to, after you upload all that stuff, you're going to want to analyze your persona, and it'll give you this persona brief. That's for me. That's my persona brief there. So then, it's going to tell you, how much data was going into that. And then you're going to want to hit refresh creative DNA. Then, if you're going to use your character, if you want your music video to implement your artist character, this, and you don't have to, but this is an option, that's available. So you would want to train your character first. Or train your image. So you want to start training, select your training images right there, 10 to 20. And so I would recommend 20. And if you really want the best quality, I would go for 4,000 training steps. And that'll cost you about $4 in Frostbites to train your model. And then you can use it as many times as you want going from there. And you can also train different, as many, it doesn't have to look like you. If you have an AI character that you invented, you can also train that. You just have to have, several pictures of it from different angles to ensure the best quality. So now moving on, that's pretty much all you need to focus on here for now. So then we're going to go to create. So this is on the guide. So this is, create with your Storyboard, and it is your most powerful creative tool. You'll create scene-by-scene videos with your AI character, or not. You can choose to do it without your AI character if that's how you do it. But anyway, so we'll go to try Storyboard. Now on this page here, there is a page guide for all the tools. Every single tool on this page has a description of how it's used. So you want to definitely read that over if you're any bit confused by things. So then here I'll show you the first way. So let's do it without the character and without lip sync. So if you have like artwork, or if you have scenes that you specifically, if your storyboard is just kind of like a bunch of different scenes that you want, you can do that too. So we'll just say, random, let's do a 3-minute video, right? Auto duration, that gives 20-second scenes, the 3 minutes divided into 20-second scenes. So then you can always adjust that because it'll be divided, 3 minutes divided by 6 scenes gives you how many seconds per scene, in that sense. So auto from duration is usually like a good sweet spot of 20 seconds per scene. That's what I usually just go with. Then you choose your video model. Personally, Minimax is budget friendly, but Kling is not all that much more expensive, and Google VO is your absolute best quality, like most realistic, absolutely no, AI artifacts. It is more expensive, but if you're looking for the best quality with absolutely no flaws, that's your way to go. Kling is the second best. I would recommend that if you're trying to be budget friendly but also get really good results. Minimax is if you're experimenting but don't expect the best results from that. So let's go with Kling for now. So and I'm not going to generate the video, but I'm going to show you up to the steps of doing it. So Then, because we're not using the character that you trained, we're just going to select Imagine 4. The aspect ratio, you can choose, is it going to be for YouTube or for TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is. Let's just do, it doesn't matter. So then you have the option to do smooth continuous evolution flow or dynamic morph transitions between scenes. These are really just weighted prompt instructions. So, you will sometimes get some dynamic in your smooth continuous flow, and you will sometimes get smooth flows in your dynamic selection. So, but what it means by weighted is it is more often going to be smooth or more often going to be dynamic. So then you're going to want to choose your song that you uploaded in your media. That's why that's important, because now you have access to your library of songs. That's really the only way to do it. So let me just choose my song Delivery Hero. So then, because we already selected the duration, we don't have to worry about this part. Or because I want to do clip selection. If you select preset, you probably want to just be safe and select that there. But so go to clip selection if you want to select a certain portion of your song, and you can zoom in on it as well. All right. So then we will go to the next step here. This is the Creative Studio. You can control different directional aspects, and this is just, weighted instructions for the prompt. And then you'll want to select a theme. That's optional, you don't have to. It'll study your song directly that you upload. It'll analyze your lyrics, the audio, the mood, everything. It'll auto-define a theme for you unless you want to be more specific. And same thing here. It'll auto-define, the description of the scenes unless you want to be more specific. You can start that here. Then we'll generate the storyboard. While that's generated, you can actually go to your jobs here, your jobs page on the nav bar, and see your cues, and you can cancel it yourself too. So I just added that feature recently. So let's go back to Storyboard. And there we go. Now we have a storyboard. Go edit it. And if you don't like the photo, you can either... So when you you can regenerate the photo based on these prompts here. You can edit these prompts when you edit the mood, the setting, you save the changes there, and then you'll want to regenerate, and it'll regenerate a photo based on what you enter here in these descriptions. Or you can upload custom artwork or custom scenes that you generated elsewhere that you want to use. Perhaps you already have a storyboard that you were creating from some other app that didn't give you the results you wanted. So you could just, put those images here and see how this one does it. So then, and you can do that for every single scene. So then, at this point, you're going to see down here the estimated cost. So this will be $15 in Frostbites for 99-second video. All right. And so now we'll go ahead and try doing a different storyboard example. So now I want to try making one with my full track, my full song track, and I want to do lip sync and train it on my character so that it's more, it looks more like me. Because this is taking from my persona and some of my media images to generate how it thinks, I look. It's not exact, but that's because I wasn't using my trained character. So that's how you get your character to look exactly like you. So we're going to ignore this part, the duration and the scenes. We can ignore that. Can ignore the video model, because what's going to happen here is when you upload your song and you select full track and you enable lip sync, the duration is irrelevant, because it's going based on the length of your track, and the video model is irrelevant because what we're using is an audio driven model. And in this way, for when you do lip sync and you use that feature, you're not gonna have all like 10 scene images generated. You're gonna have the first scene generated and it's gonna go from there, but you still have all those other keyframes for each scene. So I'll show you in a second that you can still edit those. So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Same thing, you can add the theme or whatever. I'll definitely be wanting to use my persona as well. So then we're going to generate a storyboard. So now this is planning out the scenes, and you see there it says generating with Laura. That's your trained character, and as I said, it will create the first image, and so that scene looks a lot more like me. So it'll create the first scene, which you can always do the same thing and regenerate, edit, and same with these. It won't generate the image for these scenes because it's an audio driven model. It doesn't work ideally like that. But what it will do is allow you to edit all this. So you can definitely still edit the scenes, right? And you can edit the setting that it will generate, the mood, but scene prompt. And you want these to be fairly identical, so both of these you want them to match fairly closely. They can vary a little bit. This has more to do with your character, and this has more to do with like the setting. So then if you want to change any of that, you would just, once you edit this, you'll want to save changes right there. And also, same thing, you can upload a custom photo if you want, or you could regenerate it based on, you'll want to edit these and then save changes before you regenerate. And this, for that length of track, 165 seconds, is $30. And then we will go ahead and generate the video from Storyboard. And that is how you will make videos, music videos, on Frost AI.